I work with a lot of people. I've worked for many years in a private practice as a psychotherapist, and a lot of men have been on my couch. And when they come sit down, it's like, okay, so what brings you? And they say, my wife sent me, my girlfriend sent me.
Mm.
Basically, I don't know, I'm supposed to be here. This is the answer I get a lot. And so the work has been to kind of figure out, why they were sent, so to speak, and also how we can help. So the craving comes from, and so stepping away from my therapeutic hat and just saying, as a woman and as a person, yeah, as a woman, I'm craving a man's willingness to be with their vulnerability, a willingness to be open to understanding, their hearts. Not saying they're not heartful people, but just understanding their hearts and understanding their emotions, understanding where their anger might come from. Or I'm not saying anger is the first tool, but it tends to be. I feel like men. I'm going to generalize right now, but I feel like a lot of times men go to anger as their first line of defense.
Common mask.
Yeah, it is, right? And defend it, so defend it. So the craving comes from a man being willing, even willing to touch their vulnerability.
Even in my work as a intuitive specialist, when I'm doing readings, I out of the 100% of the clients that I see, only 10% are male. And it's so fascinating, Alyssa, because I have the same experience where most of the time when I start a session, especially when I'm doing it for the first time, my first question is always, welcome, and what is your intention for being here? What brought you here, and how can I help you? And most of the men's, they kind of get a little tongue tied, and they'll look at me and they'll go, well, my wife said I should do this, or my girlfriend said I should do this. So it is a common experience with my work too, that men don't necessarily willingly come on their own. They get that little nudge from the woman. But I will also say that I give them so much credit for even showing up in the room when they are there. And I've had some, right, and I'm sure you do too. And
My favorite work, actually.
Experiences where I see them open up. And but I do think the willingness to be there. So I'm going to ask you, Colleen, because I think what we're really talking about is that throughout time, men have not necessarily been given a safe place to be vulnerable. They haven't even been taught that vulnerability is actually a great step in their growth process, to open up their heart center, to open up their self-love, to be a better father, to be a better friend, right? So it's really, I guess, what the male relationship is with that feeling of being vulnerable.
Well, so many questions within one question.
Right.
I know. I'm sorry.
No,
We're
it's
just getting
fine.
started. Look out.
And so the problem is that, big proponent of this, we have a lack of initiation into masculinity.
Wow.
So it starts with that. There's a lack of initiation.
Yeah.
So we go from a boy being in an adult's body, but still a boy psychologically. It's called boy psychology.
Or the like the initiation,
Right.
the rites are they're outdated.
They're outdated.
Way outdated. Absolutely. Way outdated.
So our initiations are not good. We find initiation in, let's say, in gangs. You get initiated to gangs. You get initiation into the military, which is a good type of initiation, but it's not a full initiation because it's only part of your warrior side.
Right.
Other than that, there isn't anything. And it used to be, so initiation occurred in a safe space with other men, with an elder, right? So here, this is what we're breaking it down. We used to have safe space for men to gather, and it used to be led by an elder, the shaman, the leader of the tribe, somebody, or a religious figure, somebody who was well versed with man's psychology, with how to serve the community. And when you were initiated, you were taught, now that you're becoming a man, your purpose in life is not to be selfish and just to think about yourself. You're thinking about others too. How are you going to serve your community?
Yes.
You can't think that much if it's all about you. Even our therapy nowadays is very much, it's psychotherapy and it's a one-on-one, but all of us do group work now. We used to sit down as a group, as a tribe, to even do psychological spiritual work.
Yeah.
It was not, shunned. It was encouraged. That was how therapy was. It was out in the open. If somebody was suffering, you did not hide your anguish. You shared it with your community, and the community helped you. And every one of us were healers. It's changing though, little by little. And of course, a man is going to feel like, hey, I got pushed there. Well, our general nature of being in a community and being okay to heal within a community is not there anymore.
Right. That is such an incredible point, Kaleem.